Our next speaker, Philip Pape, is delivering his Introduction to Toastmasters Mentorship speech for Pathways Level 2, and he's going to beat me to get through Level 2, and I'm sad. Anyway, my own fault. Imagine yourself, your future self could travel back in time and teach you what they know. You would become a learning machine. Today, Philip will not be revealing the secrets of his time machine, but he will reveal a secret to accelerating your learning. Let's welcome Philip Pape with his speech, A Wannabe Time Traveler's Guide to Lightning Fast Learning. Philip Pape, everyone.
Thank you very much. If you could travel back in time and talk to your future self, or your younger self, I should say, what would you say? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is a classic table topics question. And being that I'm a huge fan of science fiction, I often ruminate on the crazy, preposterous possibilities of time travel posed by questions like these. If you think about your future, it's unknown. It's full of mistakes and failures. We often take this serpentine, unpredictable path to potential but not guaranteed success. So what if there is a way to learn from someone and gain the benefits of talking with your future self? Well, this has happened to me on a number of occasions. It probably has happened to you too, and I'd like to share a few of these stories. Back when I was 10, I was learning to play the saxophone, and everyone in the middle school band learns at the same time. But I wanted to get ahead. I wanted to do it faster, probably to impress the girls. My parents hired a private instructor. His name was Mr. Procopio. I've talked about him before. And he had years of experience both playing and teaching saxophone. So he could come in on the first session, and within minutes, he could tell what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong. Yes, this kid is a great reader. He can read music flawlessly, but everything coming out of his instrument sounds nothing like jazz. He knew what techniques I needed within minutes to start fixing this within about a few months' time. For example, how to tongue my reed at the right moment, how to use dynamics, the length of the notes, and to listen to jazz as often as I could. The first time I tried playing jazz, didn't know anything about it. I would play a phrase and it would sound something like this. Very precise, very straight. But then I learned how to tongue the right way, use dynamics, swing, the right note lengths, and then it would sound like this. Big difference, right? That sounds like jazz. But it would have taken me years to figure this stuff out on my own without a teacher. Another time was when I was a young project engineer learning to lead teams at work. My boss would pull me in for a one-on-one meeting, and he would grill me on customer, role play, financials, metrics. One time we had a meeting where we reviewed the financials for the program, and he said, "What's this? Why are we over on this? What does this mean?" And after stumbling and bumbling all over the place, he could gauge very quickly what I knew and what I didn't. And then with years of experience, he could quickly address my knowledge gaps with some training or boss-splaining. And even better, he taught me some tricks. He would say, "Hey, you see that number there, the TCI, the two complete index?" Kate probably knows what I'm talking about. Nobody knows, nobody uses that. But if you use that, you'll get ahead, because that little number tells you everything you need to know about whether the project is overspent or underspent and what the team needs to do to close the gap, or maybe they can't. It was shortcuts like this that I would learn very quickly over the coming weeks and months that allowed my boss to combine his wisdom with what I didn't know to rapidly accelerate my learning. The last story I have is from just a few months ago. I was struggling to perfect my barbell back squat, which I think is the ultimate expression of strength for anyone serious about training. As many of you know, I am. But a back squat is like a golf swing. You can practice it till you're blue in the face, watch videos, read books, even post videos of yourself online and get feedback, and still not get it without a one-on-one coach. So I hired one. I found an expert in the back squat. He lived in Moodus, Connecticut, where he has a gym. I drove an hour away on a Saturday and paid him for 1 hour of his time. I didn't even need the full hour because within 10 minutes, he figured out everything I was doing wrong. My stance was too narrow, my wrists were extended, my knees were forward, and so on. Then, based on his years of experience, working with clients, and doing very heavy perfect form squats in his own training, he could give me specific cues for my individual eccentricities, such as reach for the chair that isn't there, knees out, or strong back. And in less than 20 minutes, I had significantly improved my back squat and have since posted personal bests every week. Now, what do these three scenarios have in common? It's not a trick question. Anybody? What do these have in common?
Mentoring.
They all have another person, third party, to teach you. Mentoring, a mentor is like magic. Mentors can take years of wisdom, trial and error, failures, and rather than data dump that into your brain, they can tailor that wisdom to meet your specific needs with specific strategies, sometimes within a few short moments. So I don't know any other method of learning, or as Kate said, protecting your dream and developing your talent so quickly other than mentoring. Go out and find a mentor, change the milieu of your learning environment, reach out to a fellow club member if you must, a colleague at work, or an expert whom you respect and admire. I think it's the next best thing to having coffee with your time-traveling future self. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Philip. And thank you for a nice plug on our mentoring program that we have here at Toastmasters too. But you had so many great stories about the different ways that you can look for mentors in your life.